Okay, let's see. Mm, Gad vide, om jeg har noget lyd. Det ser sådan ud, men jeg er ikke helt sikker. Så kan jeg i hvert fald. Den ene af mine mikrofoner ser ud som om den ikke virker. Lad os se. Okay, vi prøver. Okay. As usual, when I go streaming on these test days and stuff, I am speaking English. And if you are one of my Danish viewers or you watch this on a VOD, I do apologize for the English, but that's because this is how I do it. Usually, I have been doing streaming on Sundays, and where I've been splitting it up in one part Danish, one part English. But these kind of surprise test streams I do here and there, I do prefer to speak English because I do reach out to more people. If you're new to my channel, welcome to PS Creative Corner. I am from Denmark and I have removed my camera and my mic from my previous room to this is a new room and it's a temporary room. I am doing this on a trial basis. Hopefully, I will in um, in for a month or so, I will have another room I can stream from. It's a long story, and I decided that I want to give you some of the reasons why I haven't been that present. If you're watching this on a replay or a VOD, um, uh, uh, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I do appreciate those guys of you that are still hanging around my stream channels. I have this on Twitch. I have my Instagram, and I have my YouTube channel. And it is on my YouTube channel. I put the VODs from my Twitch streams. Um, as I say, I'm from Denmark. I do diamond painting at the moment. I also do some creative coloring, drawing, painting, cross stitch, a little bit of everything, to be honest. But Uh, Previous, I have been talking about that I wanted to um, do a bit more cross stitch, but due to a lot of things, I had to finish this picture first, and then I decide that I want to do some of my cross stitch and finish those projects. So let's see. Ula, how is the sound? Can you hear me? Super, 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 super. It is a smaller table, and because of that, I don't have my extra monitor. My laptop screen monitor is not that big, so I have my chat on my phone, and I have my tablet to the music, and yeah, it's a bit of an alternative setup, but it's I think it's working. Um, the one thing that should be really nice is that I am very close to the main connection, the main Wi-Fi. So hopefully, I won't have as much of connection problem as I had in the past. So we are crossing the fingers and hope that everything is running smoothly. If you're new to diamond painting is a little bit like paint by numbers. I have some of, I just found some of the small stones. I don't think that, okay. And this is actually, let's see if I can put it in focus. This is actually what it's all about. See? Come on. There you go. These small stones are what I put on the canvas, and the canvas is pre-glued. So I just use some special tools, and then I put those stones on, or drills, or pearls, or whatever you name it. I am about two-thirds through my project, and I just wanted to show you just a tiny bit, because if I have to show you too much right now, uh, the whole how far I am, I have to take it off. I really don't want to, because I'm only when I'm done with this, which I hope to be finishing today. I have around two, four, five rows left, and then I have a complete picture. Um, so okay, I'm just gonna put those back here. So this that whoops. These I put on here is actually just to keep my things in place on the top, and I'm gonna remove them later on. So it's just so I can put my containers, and I have this one, the big one. So, and the picture here is called The Colors of Life. It is a Chuck Vincent picture, and the finished result is looking a lot like this. Not like this, but this is actually the original picture. So, and as we are moving into the fall season, I thought that why not just finish it if if I can. Um, so I'm using these special pens or tools for it, and I'm using some special trays. These are like custom made trays, and those are my favorites. They are from a company called Munimate, and they are quite expensive, but I also feel like they are worth it. I really like it. I like the design. I like the colors I can get them in. and I think I have like 4 or 5 of them. So that's how much I could afford. Um, so I use glue dots for my single placer, as we call these, and I use ordinary pink wax for the multi placers. So I hope everyone is doing fine, and I hope you have had a lovely summer. Wherever you are in the world, in Denmark, we've had quite a nice summer, I think. I haven't been doing too much. I've been working for the most part. I'm gonna move this camera just a tiny bit over here. Um, Maybe I should just zoom it a bit. Hang on. Sorry for the wait, but I should have done this before. I usually do, but I think it's because like it's a bit of an alternative. But I do prefer this setup um, to um, just do it on the phone. To be honest, so in that way, it's kind of a it's a better way, I think. Mm, okay. Okay, back. There you go. Perfect. Almost perfect. I think you can see most of it now, and I'm just gonna start working. Um, so I'm sorry. I will apologize. Start by apologizing if I'm speaking about talking about something like you know me, and you're quite new to the channel, for instance. Then I do apologize that if it's like, what in the world is she talking about? And because it's like I haven't been here for a while. So I know that the possibility that there might be some new people here or some people it's been a while since they've been here. I'm just gonna give you a quick catch up um because a lot of things has happened and I haven't been sharing a lot about it on my channel or online, you could say. I have had like a need to like withdraw myself from the whole internet thing and the whole streaming world, to be honest. And if I'm just gonna start from back, like how my situation is today is that at the moment I am living in a house with a man that I'm going to be divorced from. And it's been quite a journey. It started last year, quite around this time, to be honest. And It wasn't my idea that we were going to do this. It was kind of a surprise or shock, and that's why I felt like I have to detach from everything, try and find myself again, find my whereabouts, and figure out what to do. And the reason why I haven't kind of found myself a new home is that I haven't had the money for it. And due to different things, circumstances, and things, um, he hasn't been able or willing to help me. Hopefully, I will have enough money when I reach the beginning of the new year 2026. I can tell you though that it's not funny, even though we don't, it's not like we hate each other. It's not like we are living in a war zone per se. But even though it's not funny, it's not good, it's not healthy, and I am at a place where I have had to get some professional help to cope with the circumstances. Um, so that is also why I haven't been like producing pictures like I used to. Before this, this would have been all long gone, and I would have been doing with some working on something else. It's not like I have abandoned it, but I have really put my pace down. What the? It's- Oh God, I know what happened. No, oh well, I can't fix that one. I have to carry my multiplier is broken. I don't know what happened, but thankfully I have something else on. So this is how it is that I am currently living with a man that actually just don't want to be with me. So it's not like he's been out on the Wasu and doing stuff that he shouldn't do, and I haven't done it. It's just life, I think. Um, that's kind of the easiest way to explain it. So I still have my work and I still have my dog. Um, but my dog is not doing great, and I don't know for how long I will have him. And that's also something I have to kind of cope with. So all in all, there's a lot of reasons why I haven't like being online. I haven't been, oops, doing that many videos. I haven't been doing streams. I thought I could, and I kind of wanted to, but I also have to admit that my life is very ups. My what I have of energy and stuff like that is very up and down. So some days I'm really doing well, and other days I'm not doing well at all. The reason why I'm streaming today is actually because I'm home alone, and all I'm saying it's nice to hear that I'm thinking of myself and that I'm doing much better and I'm getting help. Yeah, I had to laugh because I was kind of drowning, and I still feel that sometimes that I'm like, so I'm in a surviving mode at the moment, and I think I'm gonna stay in that for a while actually. But um, yeah, I am doing better in a way. Um, but it's a lot up and down, I would say. But my dog is not doing too good, unfortunately. He is still here, and he is still on his. He's getting meds for his heart condition, and but he's getting very easily tired. Um, and yeah, the reason why we discovered that there was something wrong with his heart was because he was beginning to cough a lot, and we had him on a regular health check, and they could hear a something was wrong in how his heart was sounding. So we had a um, scan performed, and it showed that he has a enlarged enlarged heart. So he's a very big heart. It's actually on the size of a Irish wolf dog. Um, one of the biggest dogs in the world. Well, so, so I don't know how many months I will have him. So far, it's been like 4 months, I think. And the vet who did check him with the scan was like when my own vet said, "Well, should we make an appointment in a year?" And he was like, "Yeah, if the dog is still here." and and then my vet said, okay, could maybe in 6 months, and he said, yeah, you can always do that. So I don't even know if I have him in like in the new year. So yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all, and I can see he is declining, unfortunately. So, but I'm trying not to think too much about it, because when I do, I feel like crying. And but yeah, I don't think I have been crying as many tears as I have been the past year. It's been really like a trauma for me and for my whole world, so to speak. um and it's a new journey I am kind of going going into. um and it's like I didn't choose this, he did. And I don't hate him for it, I just don't understand it. I think that's kind of the thing. um so so that's it. That's what's going on, and that's why I haven't been like streaming on a regular scale basis, that I haven't been doing as much diamond painting or crafting as I used to. Um, and this is kind of a, you know, yeah, I hope to do a bit more streams, but as I said before, I really don't know how much energy I will have, like from day to day. And it sometimes it's been like hour to hour. I will be like surviving, to be honest. So this is how my life is at the moment. It's not funny, it's not, but also I do have to laugh a little bit about it, because crying, it's not an option anymore. I have been crying so much, and it's like I can still cry, oh sure, but it's not doing any good for me. So so yeah, hopefully I will, in the beginning of the year, I will have like a, new apartment or something I can stay in. Um, so I am trying. Hang on, I'm just. I need to see the chat. Mm, that I don't need to see. There you go. I can see things on my smartphone and other things I can't see. I have to open the chat on the computer. So at the moment, there's a lot of windows on the small computer that's open. But yeah, the main thing is that you can hear what I say and you can see what I do. I think that must be the main thing at the moment. Um, so the plan for me the plan for me is that I'm gonna stay here until I've saved enough money to pay um for a new place for me and my dog, hopefully for me and my dog. And realistically, it will be in January, I think February. I have to wait for an opening and vacant apartment um, that I can afford to sit in or pay for. So that's also like a thing. So I don't have the money to just take the first one I find. Um, and I can't be really choosy about it because I'm on a low income. So I have to consider, I need to be sure I can pay for the rent, the monthly rent. So, how are you doing, Ula? Did you have a good summer? Have you have a summer holiday yet? And my plan for this stream is I'm just gonna talk a little bit more, and I'm gonna do a lot more part-time events. Yeah, I've had a good summer. I'm a little down because I lost a colleague that been found dead in his home and it's been there for a week. Oh my God. I am so sorry to hear that, Ula. That is not good. Which one? Victor. He can still be annoying, my dog, so he's not that bad. um, so I also said I'm home alone and with my dog. So, but I have the whole weekend for myself. So I'm a little bit torn because on one part I really enjoy it. And on the other part, it's not that funny because it's not my home. It doesn't feel like my home anymore, because I don't have a future here. Um, so it's just a place where I park my car and I sleep, but it's not home in that per se. And I haven't stopped loving him, unfortunately, and that's also a thing. Like, you know, it's really hard for me to let him go and be like, oh, well, now we are two different people, and the 15, 16 years we've been together is like not, they never were. Um, so, but there's a whole healing process in it, and I think some of it will only be like I will only move on for real when I get my own husband and I can be like my own and you know make it my mine and put my stuff in it, and when I come home it will feel like home, and I will make sure that it's going to be my home um in every way. It's not the first time I'm ending. Unfortunately, it's not the first time I'm in this position, ending a long-term relationship, but it is the first time I am this um hurt, or it's been like a trauma because I never saw it coming. So it was like more trauma thing for me. The other times it was more like I was a part of the decision. Here's and diamonds, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day and are enjoying some good indoor quality time. Here where I am, it has just been raining since like 5 a.m. this morning. No. So it's really raining heavy today in my part of Denmark. Um, so um, so it is a day for hot chocolate and marshmallows and just enjoying life, I think. um, but where I was, oh yeah, it's not the first time, but it's the first time I haven't been part of the decision per se, and that was kind of a hit. And I'm not in a torn apart condition. It's more like just a long term grief thing, I think. Um, I think actually I would have like it would have been it I no, I think the thing is that the other times it was like I had like a ordinary job. I was working full time. I was, financially I was in a very much different place. So I was very, very vulnerable, and it was really something that took me by surprise in every aspect, I would say, not just emotional, but also the financially. So I really have like had to like um rethink a lot of things, and putting a lot of things out, and reshaping a lot of things. And I unfortunately can't afford to go horseback riding, and that is something that's also kind of bothering me, to be honest. Um, I know working night, excellent weather for sleeping. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true. So, and all of this has been a really big hit on my body condition. So, because I have chronic pain issues, and those are not happy about the stress and all that I have been putting on my body for the past year. So so yeah, that's not good either. Um, and it's like when things like that happen, you just when you already have things you deal with, and you're adding this to the mix, it feels so heavy, like it's almost you can't stand on your 2 feet. Hey, Palamunda. How do you do sound? You're a miss. I enjoy watching you do dancing. Thank you. It's so nice of you, all of you, stopping by, even though it's been a while. Now, I have to learn not to do that, don't I? Doggy. Doggy woogie. Don't, don't. Sit. Let's see. Get him on the screen. Sit. Sit. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. And you just turned off my light pack. Hang on, guys. Yeah, he is cheeky. Ola, he is cheeky because his mom is doing something that has nothing to do with him. So he is very, very cheeky. I'm just gonna find a little munch bride for him. So I'm just gonna take a very, very short break. Hang on, I'm not gonna go. It's not gonna be long. I'm just gonna find something for him. So I'm back already. You love my outfit. Did you really see that much of me? Oh yeah. Um, it's really just very, very casual outfit I'm wearing. So, but thank you. But I am doing better. Let's just say that. It's a it's a very turbulent time for me, and but it's been worse, and it will be better. It will be better. It's hopefully I will it will turn to the better. One day at a time, one day at a time. Um, so, but just for the late comers, for, for the latest one who just entered my stream, I am in a middle of a divorce, and I'm saying like I'm a middle of it. I'm not. We're not divorced yet, and it has something to do with the laws in Denmark. But it is the plan. It is where we're moving that way. We are still living under the same roof. We are sleeping in different rooms and trying to live our own lives. And I think for my future ex-husband, it is a bit easier. He's a man and not that emotional. Where it's been really, and it is still some days really a roller coaster for me. Um, the plan for me is staying here until I have saved up enough money so I can get my own apartment, take my dog and my stuff, and move out. And realistically, it will be somewhere in February or March month. I can do that. Um, so it's a long story, and I'm not gonna go into details or whatnot. I'm just saying it's nothing to do with infidelity or sleeping around or anything. It's just a matter of one of us took the decision to give up on our relationship, and it was not me. I think that that covers it very much. So but it also means that that's the reason why I had to like drop things from one day to the other and be like, I can't do Twitch, I can't do videos, I can't do anything. I was really paralyzed for 4 or 5 months where I was like, I can't do this. And then I have tried to slowly come back, and this is one of the streams where I'm gonna do a little bit more in the stream wise thing. Um, my plan today is that I'm gonna stream for a couple of more hours, and then I'm gonna take a break, uh, and maybe come back. And oh, guys, thank you. Oh, that feels so good. Thank you. Oh. Nej, og det var ikke dig, der blev talt til. Læg dig ned. My dog instantly thinks I called out his name and it was him. But the thing is, he hasn't been around when I have been doing my streams. Then he has always been in another room. So this is the first time we actually are in the same room thing. So it's also a new thing for him. Um, so yeah, that is why I kind of just fell off the earth, more or less. And so but I'm trying to get back. I wanna because I get a lot out of the streaming. I get a lot out of doing these things. So I don't want to give up on it. But I really just felt like I had to yeah, fall back and rearrange my life. And do one of those things where you sit and consider all your life choices. So but one of the things I don't know, did I finish your thing I was saying? Okay. I don't have ADHD. I do have chronic pain, and those symptoms or those things can sometimes have the same outcome. Why? Because when you have chronic pains, you also have a very short memory. So you can be like jumping around in thoughts and thing to do and be like, oh, what did I just say? Or what did I just do? Or what did I just forget? So I can do a lot of things at the same time and still forget one of the first things I did. Um, I saw a video of one that was like she has ADHD, and she was like showing how she was starting out in the garden. The video started, I think she was doing the garden, and then suddenly she realized she forgot something in the house. And then you could see, oh, she was also doing the laundry. Oh, she was also doing the dishwashers. Oh, she was actually making herself breakfast. And it was like just recapping the whole past couple of hours. And when you have chronic pain, it's like the same thing. So I do apologize if I do jump a little bit around in things, and I try to remember um what to say and everything. But so no, but the plan for today is I'm gonna do the stream, and I've been starting here around 12, and I wanna keep doing it to around uh 3 p.m. And then I'm gonna go my take my dog for a walk. I'm gonna take a break, a nap, and just maybe do a little bit just off time. But I have been thinking about maybe doing some streams later today too. Maybe tonight, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure how much energy I have after these 3 hours of stream. Um, but because I'm home alone and I know that I tend to be a little bit lonely, and I feel like it's really nice having people popping in and out of my stream, and I can just sit and yap about everything and nothing, and sometimes say something important. I That's one of the things I really do like about the streaming thing is I can say whatever I want, almost. And if people don't want to hear what I have to say, they can just go. Excuse me, they can just walk out. So, but one of the things I actually thought about I was gonna do as a theme today because I know it's gonna take some time. And I was like, if no one is stopping by, I'm just gonna sit and talk about this. So whenever people are watching the VOD, they'll be like, oh shit, next time we have to stop by and entertain her because I can't bear to hear again 3 hours of talking about dogs. Because that's what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about dogs, and the reason why I want to talk about it is because my own dog is not doing too well, as I said, and it makes me think. Because and I do a lot of thinking at the moment, but it makes me think and remember. No, well, there's no problem in me talking about dogs. They are the most lovely and cute things. And they are, oh, by the way, talking about dogs, my best friend, which have been visiting a lot lately, the past year, she's just got a new puppy, a Chihuahua puppy, the cutest. He is amazing. Um, his name is Vigo, and he's only 9 weeks old, and he's just so sweet and gentle, and very, very careful. You know, he's so like he's not afraid, but he's just very observant about his surroundings, and he's so sweet. He's gonna be a great companion for her, and he's the colors mauve, and she told me that it's actually a very rare color for the Chihuahua. So the breeder was a bit sad that they had given her the one that was mauve, but they and at the before they really knew about what colors they were, they had actually promised her that dog. So yeah, and they were keeping their words. The reason why I wanted to talk about dogs is because last one of the days in the week we just went through is I was just thinking about all the dogs I've had in my life because I've actually had quite a few, um and not only counting the ones I have had because I mean in this relationship I've had like we've had he had one when we started up, and then we've got two. This is number two together. So we have had, four between us. So, but when I'm adopted, if you don't know it, I'm adopted. So when I came to Denmark, my parents had a small mixed breed dog. I think it was a mixed poodle of some sort. It was called Spot because it had a dark spot on his fur, on his coat. Uh, I can't remember it for good reasons, but I've seen pictures of me standing next to Spot with a hand like uh, just resting on his back. Um, And my mom told me that Spot was very afraid of fireworks, and he actually one New Year's Eve just ran off into the streets because of the firework. And I think that's one of the things that I think that's one of the reasons why he suddenly wasn't anymore. And I think actually also he got old, to be honest. So when we moved, no, it was because it was before we moved. My dad one evening he came home from work and he said, "Well, I have this lady, one of our customers, and she has a German Shepherd, and she's getting too old to take care of the German Shepherd. So they wanted to know if my dad was interested in taking this German Shepherd." And he was like, "I have to ask my wife." But the funny thing is that it's always been my mom's like idea about the animals. My dad, because she grew up with animals, all sorts, goats and rabbits and dogs and cats. But my dad never had. But my dad loved my mom very much. So and it they had like a deal that she was the one who fed the dogs. He was the one that trained them. And she was the one that was with the dog all day. And he was the one that trained them. He took them for a bike ride in the morning. Or, and he did that whether we have one or we had two. We never had more than two dogs at the time. Um, but the first one we had was called Caesar, and he was a German Shepherd. I think he was a year and a half because he was quite big. And I remember the first time he was home alone when we came home from the groceries to buy groceries, and we came home. He was so happy to see us. And remember, we have just had this small mixed breed dog, and now we got a full grown German Shepherd. So he raised himself on his back legs, and he just put the two front legs on my mom's, each one on my mom's shoulder, and start licking her all over the face. And she was not scared per se, but she was a little bit, what the hell's going on? And but she got to push him down, and it was something he did. He did it only with the family. He never did it with anyone else, and I think it was pure affection. It was just like, "Oh, I missed you so much." And so yeah, he was a very very nice dog. Very gentle, very sweet. And my mom has told me, because I think I was about 4 or 5, and my mom told me that I was a bit unsure about him because he was very big and I was a very small girl. So she found a sausage and she said, "Well, give that to the dog." And I did, and then we were best friends. From there on, we were best friends. And I remember him being like, jumping snow fences and pulling the snow, my small sled, and when it was winter and we were on the ice together and stuff like that. He was a very very sweet and lovable dog, no doubt about it. Um, when he got old, and before he died, my mom and dad got a puppy, a German Shepherd puppy. And this was actually our first puppy in the family because the other one was like, he was not a full grown, but he was house trained and everything. So this was a puppy. And it was a learning curve for the whole family, to learn how to handle a puppy, learning that whenever the puppy had slept, he was going out to wee, or all these things, when he slept, when he had eaten. all that. He was a bit, because we were new about it, he got to destroy a lot of things. Um, but he also became one of the best well trained dogs we had in obedience. Because my big brother, he did at that time like took that one and put took all the obedient classes and did that a thing for him. And so that was he was very, yeah, he did everything you told him to do. Nice dog. um and he then we got, because he became a lot like my brother's dog, in a lot of ways. So we got another German Shepherd also as a puppy, and he was a long-haired German Shepherd, and he was called Bonzo. And I think actually it was me who named him. Um, and that he became my dog. Really, we were very, very attached to each other, and I have been walking him with him without leash or anything. And he never, he was always by my side. Um, he didn't get to be that old because unfortunately he got sick, and they had to put him down without telling me on no, before after the fact. So seeing how distraught I was and how sad, they had to go out like panic buy one, and that never do that. That is not something I can recommend. Because that was not a good match. It was a good dog, and he got the same name. He was sweet though. It was not that, but he was a more, where I think the old Bonzo was more like a in the middle of the pack. This was an alpha. He was a clear alpha dog, and he was in the high rank of the pack he came from. And my mom was not. She was not, you know, assertive enough with him, and um he actually had they had some bite incident where he didn't bite as hard as he could, but he did make marks. At that time, I had moved out of the home and had my own life. When they had, because it was not when he was a puppy we had the conflicts. They came when he was around 5, I think. When he was a grown ass dog. um so anyway, I came home and he started barking, and I told him to be silent, and he just turned around and growled at me, and I was like, I don't think you're gonna do that. So I told him and did what I usually did, and my mom was like, "Oh, he's gonna bite you. He's gonna bite you." And I was like, "No, he's not gonna bite me. I'm gonna win this, even if we're gonna stand here for the rest of the day." And when I let go, and I let go when he was like, I could see that he was relaxed. He was licking his lips. It was the old fashioned way. I will say that. I would never do this today, but that's how we did it back then. I didn't hit him. I just pulled his neck as hard as I could, because that was usually the softest way. And with German Shepherd, they would often react by whining and you being knowing that they were told off not to. Um, I wouldn't do it today. Today I would redirect and try not to cause that scene. But I didn't know better, and I did kind of win that because the rest of the day the dog was like, butter in my hands. But I will never recommend doing that to a dog today. But you get wiser. Um, So, and then for some a period of my life, I didn't have a dog, and that was because I was in business school. I was living in my own apartment, and I couldn't afford a dog. To be honest, it was something more that than the time because I had more time than I could ever have to have a dog. Then I found the first real boyfriend I moved in together with, and his sister got a dog. And I think she got it to protect her when she was a lot home alone with the kids. They got a puppy, and I had said to them that it was not a good idea to go, you know, just buy one because it's cute, because all puppies are cute. So that's what they did. And it turned out that that puppy, it was a mixed breed, and the mix was not a good mix for family. It was a perfect mix if you were single and good to, handle dogs. That then it was a good mix. There was a lot of these black and white fluffy things. They still use them for the bears, for instance, to scare bears into the mountains. Um, and but they're also very independent dogs. Uh, so they're like a bit in mentality. They're little bit like the huskies. They will do it, but they will do it in their own time. And I don't think he ever learned his name, to be honest. But I did do a lot of obedience training with him. So because I was like that, the way they have the dog, I said was not good. It was neglect, and I was really talking my. I was arguing for my case, and I won the case because we got the dog. And the dog was, I think he was a little over a year, maybe 15 months or so. And we had to learn. The first thing I taught him was to lay down. The next thing I taught him was to walk on stairs because they were living in a house with only, no stairs. So or no steps. So they kind of just he wasn't used to it, and it scared the shit out of him. So that was the thing we were training in the beginning, and then I had a lot. I had a longer career in my spare time where I did a lot of obedience training with dogs in that uh, place where we did go with him. Um, and when the two of his humans split up, I took him with me because he ended up being my dog. He was attached to me because I was the one that did most of the training, most of the feeding, and all that. So his name was Baloo, and he was a nice dog. He was a one man dog for sure, um, but he was an amazing dog too. And I think in the hindsight, the dogs I have had will all be amazing. Some of them will be something very, very special, but the most of them will just be amazing. um, then when he was, I had to put him down when he was 10. And I did it because he was not sick, but I did it because he was old. And the boyfriend I was doing something serious with, a man I was doing something I wanted to live with and build a family with, he had two kids. And the dog I had was not happy about kids. He wasn't attacking them or biting them or hunting them. He was completely scared out of his mind. So if they contacted him, he would just freeze, completely freeze. And he was so stressed out every time we have been with the kids, even though I told them, don't touch him, don't go near him, let him be. And it's hard because he was really sweet, and he looked like a big fluffy bear. Um, so he was really stressed out, and I was like, that's not okay. And because he had the age he had, and I talked with my vet about it, and he said, well, Pierre, you have given that dog 9 point who knows how many months good years, and you've done all to make it a perfect dog life. It's okay to let him go now. And so I did. And but when we after some years where we've been living in an apartment, we decided to buy a house. And when we bought that house, I was like, I can't live here without a dog. I just can't. I knew it in my very soul that that was not going to happen. So we did buy a German Shepherd, my first my own first German Shepherd, the really first one that I owned myself. And her name was Tuss, and she was a long-haired German Shepherd, and she was amazing. Um, the sweetest, nicest thing she could be, but she could also be like, if you're not behaving okay, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Um, and I had her for almost 10 years. She was she had I don't know for real what happened, but she did make, I don't know if it wasn't broken, but she had something going on with her knee. It was something that could be repaired with an operation, but when I talked with the vet, I said, well, my because it was a lot of money also, and I was like, have I any guarantee that I'm not gonna put her through that again next year? And he said no. And I was like, she's not going to, because she was a very active dog, a very happy dog, and she was most happy when she was with me and we were doing things. And she had to be like lying really still for a lot of months, and I wouldn't put her through that. Not in that age. If if it happened when she was 1 year or something, I would have done it for sure, but not to a dog that's 10 years. So I had to say goodbye to her too at that point. Um, and I do this with all my dogs. I cry my heart out. I know it's the right thing to do. And I'm like, it's my responsibility. I am the one that can decide this. They can't speak. They can't tell me that it's too painful or, you know. Um, so I made that decision. As I said, we had when me and my future ex-husband got together, I had my German Shepherd, and he had a uh, Austrian pitcher or farm dog called Sibu, and he looked exactly like a Rottweiler who had been like washed in too hot water because he shrunk. He had the same colors, the same marks, the same places, everything. So he was a funny dog. He wasn't sweet. He was funny, and the two of them were amazing together. The only thing that kind of could cause a disturbance was because he tended to like stare down my dog. He didn't always do it on purpose. Sometimes his head kind of just fell in that position, and my dog would absolutely whoop his behind, for sure. But yeah. So, but other than that, they were amazing together, and it was like when they were in the garden together, she would be like lying in the back of the garden, and he would be lying in the front of the garden. So whenever anybody walked past our fence, he would be barking and she would be coming. You would see her like a tornado, like an arrow from the back of the garden, running straight down to him and be like barking really harsh, be shouting like, "Who I'm gonna bite? Who I'm gonna bite?" So yeah, so we were sure that if ever anyone would break into our home or our garden, it would be like he would like be the alarm and she would be like, just tell me where to bite. It would be something like that. That was how their relationship were. Um, he died of uh old age. I think he got 10. He became 10 or 11. We got to put him down to because he had too many back pains and he snapped up one of the kids at one point, and I was like, I'm not gonna have that. Um, but before he had to go over the rainbow, um, we got our first flat-coated retriever, and his name was Hannibal, and he was the sweetest dog. He was so soft, and if you raise his your voice against him, he would be like, "Oh no!" He would almost be like, um, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry." That was how he was. Um, and a really non-fighting dog. If any dog wanted to fight, he would just walk off. And it was not something we had told him. It was just how he was. So and it was our first real meet with the flat-coated retrievers, or flatties as they're called affectionately. Um, I have always admired the race or the breed when I was a dog trainer. Um, but I was also told that they acquired a lot of time because they were high energy dogs. And because of that, I really wasn't that much into trying it because I have, you know, um, I imagined something that was more high energy in the thing, in what I've already tried. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I will say that I don't feel like they're that much high energy, or my dogs haven't read that part of the book because they were. I would say the one I have now is when he was a puppy. Yeah, for sure, he had a lot of energy, but never like I never felt like it was too much or I couldn't handle it or something like that. So Um, and actually, it's one of the things that I really miss about it now is that I can't go for those long walks with him because he can't. He gets too tired too fast, and it's I won't put him through like I have to force him to walk home if he can't do it. So we are taking shorter trips. I do have a short walk route in the forest I walk with him, and we do that a lot. So as an alternative. Um, and Hannibal, he got to be 9.5, as I recall it. Um, he also had something with his leg, and I think it was like, um, yeah, just something that happened when he. We were walking one day with both of the dogs. We got Arthur when Hannibal was still alive, and I really wanted to have this like where the old could teach the new one how to do the things. So that was the thought behind it. But I think, to be honest, that Hannibal was too old actually. They got about a year, I think. They got about a year before this. He had the bad leg. thing happening. And yeah, we had to take that heavy decision with him too. And it's, I think the worst thing is, one thing is if your dog is really sick um, and just not himself, that's one thing. But the thing about the flat is when you and our flat coaters, both the one we have now and the one we had before, they were really happy about the vet. So it's not like we didn't want to be there, or trying to escape or anything. Um, so they wanted to. Um, so that was kind of the thing that's most traumatic to me, is that I'm like bringing a healthy dog to the vet and get it got it put down, and that's not the case. I never bring a healthy dog to the vet to put let it put down. Um, it's always because something is wrong, and but the dog won't show me. Mm. And when we had Hannibal, when we brought him to the vet, he was like, when he stood on I remember it as it was yesterday, when he stood at the table, the examination table at the vet, he was like, he was wagging the tail, he was licking my face. I was like, I can't do this, but I knew I had to. I knew, and it was for the best because they couldn't fix it. They couldn't. So um, we tried with some painkillers, but they couldn't take it. When they didn't cover it, it was like a point of no return. So, and luckily we have a very good vet. Um, we had that. I have another vet today. He's also very good. But at that point, we had a very good vet. And when we had to put him down, he was like, "Okay, the room here that has two doors. The one is the one you came in, and the other one is directly out to the parking lot. And I'm just gonna mail you the invoice for today's thing, and you can just leave whenever you are ready." So we didn't have to go through the whole reception area, and we could just go out directly to our cars with the leash and collar in our hand. Yeah, that's not a funny walk, and that's nothing I'm looking forward to do with the one I have. Really not. I really do hope and pray that it's something that can wait until I get my own base again. And yeah, that I hope. So that would be very, very nice. So I am praying every Friday. I am praying to the big lottery goddess, that I will win the jackpot so I can kind of get myself out of here in a good way. It hasn't succeeded yet, but be sure I'm not gonna tell anything on Twitch, but you will not you will know for sure something has happened. If that was the case. Um I am so fortunate to have a very, very close friend that his contribution to me getting my life back, or getting me back to life, has been his sponsoring a part of a tattoo. Not the whole thing, because I would never let him, but he's giving me a donation for the tattoo. I am getting a new tattoo. I have this one. Let's see. I have this one. That don't mind that. That's just a burn mark. But I have this one, and that symbolize my adoption, my adoptive parents, and my biological parents, and then the heart that kind of surrounds it. And then I have a on my back. I have um, a lotus flower, and I have a dolphin. both of them are very, actually, very spiritual things. I don't think the dolphin, I ever thought of that, but it is actually. The reason why I got the dolphin is I like the animal. And when everyone else got these Celtic things or whatever they got on their back, lower back, I got a dolphin, and it when it was very when he made it, it was not the one that's gonna make a new tattoo on me, um, but it looked really good. Now after three back operation in that area, it doesn't look that good. Let's just say that. But I decided that I won't have made a cover because it's like, well, it symbolized what I went through. It was not pretty. It was a hard period. It was a hard time of my life for everyone being a part of it. So it's gonna stay as it is. But I am going to get a new tattoo, and I'm gonna get a dragon, and it's gonna be linked with the lotus flower I have. So those two are like connected. What I discovered when I talked to the man who's going to make the tattoo on me is that because I chose a dragon, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be a whole day session, um, and maybe even more. So, yeah. But he was like, I'm going to try my best to that we can do the whole thing on one day. But it depends, of course, how long it's going to take before we agree upon the um, draft and all that. Um, and because it's going to be something on from my lotus flower over my shoulder and onto my upper arm, um, it's more like um, it's gonna take a little bit more time, and it's not that straightforward thing. It is a bit more complicated. And he said he really loved the idea. Thing why he's like sighing a bit or being like, oh, a little bit. That's because it's really not easy to make a good uh, picture of it afterwards, because it is a bit on every side of everything. You can't get like uh both the back and everything. I want to show you what I mean, because I think that it's gonna make more sense. See what see. No. I have have the lotus here. So I'm gonna get a dragon from the lotus up here, up on the shoulders, up here, and down on the arm, and down on the upper arm. See, even when I'm gonna show you on my video camera, it's a bit of a mess. But that's also because. So he said he could do something where I'm like, I will have like the tail or something up here, and then I will have like the. I'm also gonna try and find a way to move around so it makes sense. But the camera, hey camera, come here. So it's gonna be on the upper arm, right? Down here on the upper arm. Not too far down, but up and down. I hope that made sense. It made perfectly sense for me. Arthur, læg dig ned. Stop så. Jesus. So I'm actually very close to finish this row. I only have two colors left. That's just because it just looks like a lot, but it's actually not. So, so that was the dogs. With me, my dogs, and my future husband's dog. Then there are the dogs that kind of just came into my life and went to be a part of it until their life ran out. And some of them were really special. Um, I have a very close friend that she is a breeder of the flat-coated retrievers, and but her first dogs, when we the dogs she had when we trained dogs together, were Labrador retrievers, and one of them were a mix. And the both of the dogs was actually kind of a reserved one. They were not like you couldn't, oops, couldn't just go and pet them. Then they would be like running off to wherever next time you came around because they didn't like that. But if you let them come to you, they were more than happy to let you in. And one of them were like whenever I was visiting, he would always lay on when I was sitting on the couch. He would come and just lay on my legs and be like, "Oh, I own you," and he sure did. So, and the old one, that was the young one, and the old one was more. He was just his own, but he was always nice and kind. There was nothing there. Um, then there's the dogs. My friend, the one who just got the Chihuahua. Her first dog she had got when she and I were becoming friends was a Papillon, a butterfly dog, and called Cosmo, and he was just so sweet. Him and my German Shepherd were best friends. She would allow him to do whatever. I mean, I have seen him like, because she had this long hair on her back leg, and she was big and fluffy. So whenever he had to like sniff her in her behind. He would almost disappear in all the hair. You would just see like his tail on the only thing was his tail actually wagging while he was because he had to stand on his two behind legs to reach up, and she wouldn't lay down. She would just she would just be standing there, be like, okay, be finished, okay. So, but she never growled at him or put him in his place per se. She was always very patient about him. And I think in a way because she knew he was a good-hearted dog, or he would become one. Um, and then there was my friend had before the Chihuahua she got now she had another one, and I have followed that Chihuahua from when she got it from her daughter, her oldest daughter, and she kind of rescued it because it was a bit mistreated at her home. So and she Leva, as it was called, was a nice dog. She was a bit fearful, but I get that when you kind of live in that home where she came from. So it's not like I didn't blame her or anything. I got it why she was a bit fearful. But when she went through her whole tantrum of barking and everything, she was very nice and very cuddly. So So I have in my life so far seen a lot of dogs in my private life. Then I was a obedience trainer in when I had my mixed breed, and I was agility trainer when I had my mixed breed and when I had my German Shepherd. But I know from experience that when you say yes to um, when you say yes to do the instructors thing, it's not just that. They start by saying it is, but don't trust them. They will own you before you know it. And saying no is very hard if it's like if you don't show up, people will be like, things will not happen, or other people's will have to do more. And yeah, so yeah. And I want to say that I really appreciate and honor what all my dogs have done for me. The dogs have always had a very, very special place in my heart. And I think it's because right from the get go, they were the kind of connection I needed to stay and fight. Um, and there's and he still is the one I have. So I don't know how I'm gonna really react when that day comes where I have to go to the vet with him for the last time. I hope that I can recover from it. Of course I can. But I also know for sure I am gonna get another one, and I am cause I am actually thinking of maybe uh, rescuing a pup next time, if there is one that fits me. But because I'm like, what I my thoughts are like, because I am a lot of home, I will be home a lot because I'm not working full time, uh, and I don't have small kids, and I do have experience in dogs. I will be able to offer that dog a um my full attention. There won't be any distractions per se. Of course, I will have to be able to go somewhere, but that will I will try and get a dog that you know able to are used to being transported and seeing other people. you know that will be some of the things that I will work with the dog if it's not able to do it when I get it. So I want a dog again. Well, I know it's important for me, and I know it's important that I can take it with me. Whether it's just gonna relax out in the car or I'm gonna take it inside with me, I need to train the dog and teach it how to, relax and we're out. I will say it's one of the flaws I have with the one I have now is actually that I haven't done that. And my dog now does not know that his dad is not coming home until Sunday night. So for the next 24 hours or so, I will have a dog that will be running out to the door every time he thinks he hear a cough that sounds like his dad's working car, or someone that are doing something that might be his dad coming home, or someone at the door that might be his dad. That's a bit of a oh, I do feel that I feel I kind of let him down. I know I'm not, but the fact that He does not know that his dad has gone to Sweden for the weekend. And he's so attached to both of us that when I leave home, I feel bad. I know that his dad doesn't care. Not this people. Hello, John. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. How are you today? I'm doing okay, thank you. Um, it's just a neighborhood. It's just a neighbor. Like the so that is one of the things I do feel a bit about bad about the whole situation. It's also that he knows that something is up, but he does not know what it is. And I can't tell him the reason why I'm sad or feeling down or anything. He can just feel that he just knows that something is wrong. Also because we have never been that much apart from each other, and doing stuff out of the house, and where he's like left behind with the other one. Um, and especially that his dad is that much out. So yeah, I feel a bit bad about it, but I can't do anything to change it. It's just how it is at the moment. Um, Hopefully, when we move at one point, it will be different, and he will just settle in that it's just gonna be him and me, um, moving forward. So, what are you all doing? When I'm doing diamond painting, what are you doing? But I'm actually a bit surprised that, um, now talking about something different, I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley. Oh, yeah, I saw that Stardew Valley and Infinity Niggy is gonna be linked or something. I didn't dive too much into it because I have been out of town, so to speak. So when they did the big patch in Infinity Nikki, but I just saw there was something with Stardew Valley where those two games were kind of merged into each other. So I might not go online later if I kind of dive into Infinity Nikki. And because when I know when I do that, easily 4 hours is gone. I mean, they're just disappeared. So so yeah. Um so my plan for the longest time was to do this picture because it's actually a present, and do another one too. I don't know if I'm gonna do that because there's two things in it. The one who's this is for is the oldest of my stepsons. The thing is that after they were told that him and their dad, me and their dad were gonna get divorced, I have been frozen out of that part of the family, and it's not been their fault per se. It's more been like their dad's fault. And not to point fingers or anything or blame anyone or anything. It's not like that. It's just that to explain that I might not make the second picture because I'm not sure that he really wants it, and because it's something he has to choose for himself in my, or either my stock of pictures, um or the either one of those are finished or one of those that are not finished yet. I know what I want to make for him because if he didn't know what to choose, I knew what I wanted to make. But you know the feeling that you want to do it to make another person happy, but if you're not sure that that person really wanted to be want a present from you, you don't want to put that much energy in a present per se. Do you get me? Does that make sense? So I hope so. So I'm actually just thinking of finishing this picture, um, wrapping it up as I have done with other pictures, and actually just delivering at his door, and say, "Here you go. I'm sorry for the delay." Um, so and also because I gave him this picture. I gave him a a homemade gift certificate on this picture and the other one. So I actually gave two pictures. And on his birthday last year, um, a birthday I wasn't invited to, but I was felt really bad about it, so I wanted to give him something. Um, but he didn't give me anything this year, and I was like, okay. Um, and that was just like it's a whole mess, that whole thing. So so for many reasons, not to go into too many details because I'm gonna sound really bitter and angry. I can hear that now. It's just I think I'm just gonna make this one, finish this one and give it, and then I'm gonna take a conversation about the second one and see where we are. I think that's the most adult thing to do. Um, because the thing is he's not like a child, you know. He's actually just a young grown up. So he's getting 22, turning 22, 21, 22 this year. And yeah, so it's not like he's 14 or 30 for that matter. So um but so I do, he's just young, and they we all know that youngsters does not always think too much about things. So um but what I want to do then, instead of making another diamond painting, is I'm gonna, whenever I stream, then I'm gonna pull out some of my cross stitch. And if I'm really gonna be hungry for diamond painting, I'm gonna pull out uh the one I have, you know, um that's where I use that's not like printed. What do I call that? What on earth do I call that? The other one that I've had for years, and I haven't done that much on it because every time I do it, I kind of get so tired of the black ones that, and there's a lot of black ones. So but that's not going to be now. I actually had a thought about it. And instead of getting, I could get new black ones, but that could also be very expensive. So what I was thinking is actually just maybe take a different material and use, actually just cut it out and use it and put it. So it will be a bit of a experiment, and it might just really be a fail. But I think instead of me trying to, fight my way through it, uh, it could be a way to make a different kind of diamond paint. Um, I just need to figure out what kind of material I want to use. Um, Whether it's just gonna be like a label, or you know some metal, thin metal, or what would look good on that. Because it has to be like something that is it has to be black, and it has to like cover it. So, but yeah, so that's what I actually thought. My princess panel, I might have to do, because I know why I haven't finished it. I have had really felt bad about it because it was so expensive. But I know it's because of the drills, and especially the black ones. They really are riding me, driving me crazy, because the fit is so tight, and the quality of the black ones is not that good. So as I as I dive into the bags, is what I see, unfortunately. So, and I haven't made a complaint about it or anything, because it's not something I really feel like she could have known. Um, so I think I'm just gonna try and be creative and figure another way to finish it when I'm not using black drills in the big black areas, because I think I'm gonna use them whenever it's to here to there, but I want to mix it, so when I have these large areas of black, that I want to do something else. So it's actually gonna be very, very good. It's kind of time wise, I think, because I'm very close to finishing here, and then I um I can show how much it is, how much I've done, and um how much is left, and I can move the cameras and maybe start a little bit on the next row. I really don't know. Anyone with good ideas what to eat for dinner? I was thinking of doing the chili con carne today. I'm gonna have a friend over tomorrow for chili con carne, and I wanted to do it tomorrow, but I haven't taken anything out of the freezer yet, so I might not do that. So what to have for dinner tonight? Because I I make a plan for food every week, and I wrote takeaway today, but and then chili con carne for Saturday and Sunday. But I think we're gonna try the new Korean restaurant um in the closest larger town I'm living close by. So I'm not gonna mention where it is because if you're watching from the States, it won't say anything anyway. Um, but it's a Korean barbecue place that just opened today, and I really want to try it out. Mm. It's one of those places where you kind of pay for 2 hour at a table, and then you can eat for what kind of money they ever they take, and but you only have 2 hours, so it's kind of it's not it's not like you can sit there for a whole night to eat. But 2 hours is also good. My back won't be able to fit for longer than 2 hours anyway. Um, Due to all the things going on in my life, I have lost some weight, and well, some will say it's good, some will say it's bad. I would say that some people when they see me, they'll be like, "Oh, you lost a lot of weight," and I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure." Mostly because I know I'm gonna put them back on whenever I I get my shit together. Um, at the moment, it's like no matter what I eat, I'm not gonna gain any weight because my body is so stressed out that I'm using a lot of energy on just existing. Um, but hopefully that next year um will be a lot better. My plan is that or my thoughts, and I have to stop making plans because they never come true. But in the way I think them anyway. But um my hope is that next year when I'm around month of May, um maybe even Easter next year, I will be able to celebrate it from my own place, and I wanna invite people over, you know. Oh, and Ula, because we have a lot of time today, you know what we can do? We can actually do the cards because those I have with me. Isn't that amazing? And as I can see at the moment, it's just you in the chat. So that means that we can do it in Danish just for that. I'm gonna move the camera and I'm gonna zoom it out a bit, if you want to, of course. There you go. So, so the only thing about my new setup is my camera, the arm it's sitting on, is a little bit locked, more locked. It's not that flexible than it was, and it's just something I think I need to adjust. Um, so, and if Ula has gone off, I'm not gonna do the cards. I'm just gonna. I think I'm actually just gonna show you the result, and then we're gonna call it from here, and then I might be coming back later. I think I'm gonna do it that way because I'm also I I can feel in my head I'm a bit tired, even though it's just been 2 hours, but it's been a while. I'm a little bit out of shape with the streamwise thing, so take this away. And so I want to show you first. I think I'm going to show you how much I've done and how much is left. The thing is, I do these even though the light pattern is underneath here is an A1. Yeah, it's an A1. So it should be a 60 by 80. So I should be able to actually do the uh, picture on this way, but I wanted to. I'm really not enjoying making a picture on the long side, on the landscape side, because it's really a long one. So I really enjoy when I found out I could actually make it work on doing on the short side. Um, it was kind of a revelation for me that that was an option. Okay, so um, I'm gonna give you a little bit like this. So this is what I already finished, and I think it looks beautiful. I really like Chuck Pinson in the way his color is like matching each other. This picture, and this is also something I think is worth mentioning. This is from Diamond Art Club, and the quality of their products is absolutely high, high end. I have been working on this for 3 months or so, and before that, it was like it was just laying around a lot. But it has at least for 1.5 months. It's but just been sitting here. I haven't been touching it, maybe even longer. And the way I put the drills today was just like no piece of cake. I mean, it was nothing. I could just easily have bought it yesterday, and it would have been the same. And the same thing about the drills. I feel like they're not. I'm not letting them be directly exposed to the sun, but I still feel like they are really, really. They're not faded or anything. They're as they should be, even though they have been lying around a lot. So, and this is what I this this is oops how much I have left. So I feel like I am like 2/3 because I've only this left. And now I'm gonna put another row here. So it's just gonna so we can just make a quick check on how much I have left. Yeah. So it's about 2.5 row. So it might be, and now I know I'm gonna jump right into a schedule of other streamers, and I know I'm not maybe not gonna get you to pop around me because I know some of the other big ones will be online tonight, but I might be coming on tonight because I'm home. I know. So what else to do? So I'm just saying that I might coming on and go live because I'm that close to finishing the project. So it might be a good idea just to give it a go tonight because I won't be working on it tomorrow. I'm almost sure of that. Maybe tomorrow morning. Uh, but I might just do something, with dog and stuff like that. Um, for sure not tomorrow after 12 o'clock or something, because then I will have my friend over, and because he's traveling a bit of uh, way to see me, I have ordered him a couch to sleep on. Um, so we don't have to rush through things. We have a bit of a catch up thing to do. Oh, that was not the way. Can I do it the right way? Let's try. So, and this plastic is one of those that are like pre-cut, but I will say for me personally, those cups do not match the sizes of how I do it. So they are okay in the way that it helps me when I do this for the plastic not to move too much because it's already pre-cut and I can crease it a bit more than I would do else. But other than that, I it's not doing anything for me in that sense. Um, so now I know this might look a bit strange, but this is how I do it, and it's not like I am diagnosed with anything, but I do tend to do things in a certain way. And it's very, very hard for me if people want to change it or tell me to do it differently. And my boss knew that. So he's very, very careful about things he wanted me to do differently if I already proven that they work my way. I think that's the best way to describe it because it's not like I don't do new things or don't want to make do things differently. But if I have already proven that it works and they won't they're efficient in the way I do it, so then I'm like, okay, I'm not I will hear you through, but I'm not agreeing and changing. Not willingly anyway. So nästan nej. Nästan det er naboen. Arthur, det er naboen. I kind of do this, and it's because they are like release paper on both sides, but one of the sides are a bit easier. And this is the easiest way for me. Also because if it's not like they can't release on the other side, that's a bit more difficult, I feel like. But if and this is from experience, I have experienced that if I do that and I'm not working on it for an amount of time, they can kind of get stuck. Okay, kind of being a bit hard to get off, and I'm like, I don't want to have that happening to me. So, so yeah, no. So I do that, and let's see. Um, I'm just feeling a bit hungry. So, so here is what I mean by the crease. The crease, because I need still to fold it. So when I work on it, because I tried just to rip the plastic off. Yeah. So I would just have like a free end, but that doesn't work. That doesn't do it for me. So then I put these on, and both of these are like these sticky mats, and I have one set, two set, I think, more that I haven't used at all. I have just washed these, a bunch of these, and then I'm like, uh, but they do, then they're not like lasting forever. So I do have to change some days, and just not to run out and be like, oh no, I should have ordered. And when I order them, either most of the time I buy them from Wish, and they are like a couple of months ago to arrive. So therefore, I'm like, I'm always having some extra laying around. So I'm not, you know, I haven't bought any new diamond painting for the past few years or so, and it's getting easier. But so I'm completely disconnected on what's happening with Diamond Art Club, what they are releasing, what you could vote for, because I was like, I can't stay in that at the moment. When I am ready to buy again, I lost a huge amount of points because I couldn't. I was really, really out there where I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever coming back. So I was like, it's just too bad. It's just points, and I have to be like, it's not something that's gonna let into my life. You know, it's not a life-threatening thing. So, so I think because I'm ending this stream maybe a little earlier than I thought that and that means that I can rest a little bit earlier than I planned. What I think I'm gonna do is I am going to do that. Uh, have some other things I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get that fixed. Gonna figure out what to eat for dinner, and then I might return. And when I say I might, it's because I'm very careful of not promising anything when I'm not sure that I can keep my promise. Um, but I hope to come back later today uh, at any point, to be honest. Um, I wish I could be a little more precise about the time when and especially because if I was like a member of my chat, I would really love to know when so I could plan. But the thing is that I I'm not that good at the moment to really uh, feel my body and feel how much resources how much did I use on this. I have been with my one of my friends Monday to Wednesday. I was to talk went to see a tattoo artist Thursday and took the train home from Copenhagen to Roskilde, and then where I have left my car, and then drove the last part back in car. And when I came home yesterday, I was completely worn out. And when I reached that point, I know it's not good for me, and but I really felt like doing this today, and I'm so happy for those of you that stopped by. I appreciate it a lot, much more than you could ever imagine. And it is because I don't take for granted that people just will keep on seeing, watching me, popping on here and now. Whenever I feel like I have the energy, I know that a lot of Twitch streams and streamers are battling, battling, uh, fighting a hard battle to entertain and use a lot of resources to keep in, people's mind. And I just appreciate those of you who stop by me, either here on during my live, this live or the next live, or watching me on the board or replay. I am putting this on YouTube whenever the stream is ready. And then I hope to see you soon in my next stream. And until I do, you take care of yourself and each other. I love you very much. Hope to see you in my next stream. Bye.